rope. Let's just get right into it today because we are joined by legal commentator, television journalist, author, one of the most brilliant lawyers I know, and I say icon in the flesh, Miss Nancy Grace.
Okay, you're scaring me, and I don't like being called a legal commentator. First of all, objection, because I don't like talking heads very often. They don't know what they're talking about, and they're hacks. They've never tried a case. They have no idea what goes on in the courtroom, yet they're talking about it. I consider myself, number one, a mom, number two, a crime victim of violent crime, and three, a former prosecutor. The rest was happenstance.
You have to, you know what? You have to know Nancy Grace is here when we have an objection in the first minute of the show. So, I mean, how great is that? How are you today?
You know what? I am happy to be alive. I have been covering so many cases, from honor killings to brides being bludgeoned dead on their Fiji vacation in a $4,000 a night villa. It's hard for me sometimes to take in the crime that I investigate and cover, but I am blessed because I have let me knock on wood. I have these, two beautiful twins, boy, girl, and my husband. I haven't murdered him yet, so everything's good. I do happen to have 2 guinea pigs, a cat, a dog, and my 91-year-old mother living with me. But that said, I'm pretty lucky.
Wow, I think you're the first person I ever talked to that actually has guinea pigs, hamsters, gerbils, but I don't think I've ever.
Where I got the guinea pigs?
Where?
At the rescue. I think it's Oakhurst or Hazelhurst Animal Rescue. They do nothing but guineas because people get them, then they find out they're nothing but eating, pooping machines, and they abandon them. These are actual rescue guineas. I didn't even know that was a thing, but it is.
I did not even know that was a thing. Well, listen, I'm a lawyer too, so I cannot wait to talk to you about your brilliant legal career.
Wait a minute. You don't want to talk about the guinea pigs?
I would love to talk about the guinea pigs.
I didn't want guinea pigs. First of all, she got a cat obsession, and she would watch kitty videos nonstop. So we got Cinnamon from the pound. Then sadly, 6 months into that, she started watching guinea pig videos. I'm like, no, please, no. That's all she wanted for Christmas, birthday, you name it. Hence Abby and Chloe, and now Spot.
The question is, do you think she's inching for any more particular animals? Do you realize that I've never had a pet in my whole life? I know it sounds really crazy.
Yes, not yesterday. A couple of weeks ago, we went to some of their friends' home, and they have a hamster named Hambert. I'm like, do not even. She came walking around, and I'm like, go away, little girl. We're not getting a hamster. So I think I'm ready to put my foot down. I can be really mean in court, but when she walks up with those big green eyes, I just melt.
You're like, let's just get another pet.
Let's just do it.
Well, look, congratulations are in order. Bloodline Detectives, we have a new show.
Yeah, you know what? I'm really thrilled because very often in court, it's literally like hand-to-hand mutual combat in court. I remember being in court, it's like a tennis match. I look at the witness and the jury, witness and jury. And when the judge would say something, I'm like, okay, why are you talking? Because you can't miss a thing. And very often you don't get into the intricacies of forensic science. But I'll tell you a funny story. Bloodline Detectives is all about cracking a case through forensic technology. Now, I know you may not be superstitious or you may not believe in premonitions, but you know what? Go ahead and be blind. But I remember I guess it was the 6th grade in the science book, we were studying and we turned the page and I saw this word and I knew in the 6th grade, I think it was, I would have to know that word and how to pronounce it. One day, it was deoxyribonucleic acid. And I kept saying it over and over and over until I could say it in the 6th grade. I didn't need it until I started trying felony cases, specifically murder, many, many years later from the 6th grade. But that's the way that went down.
Wow. Well, I mean, listen, I didn't practice corporate law, but I thought I knew a thing or two. But like, I mean, this is technically using like genetic genealogy and like familial searching. So like you're searching someone's and I watched a bunch of the episodes. And that's the other thing. I thought I'd watch, an episode to prepare for this. This sucks you in. This is so addicting.
It
This show.
really does. And I get sucked into the cases too. Of course, I've always been that way when I would investigate cases. I would go to the victim's family first and sit there, go through the family albums, have coffee, have dinner, just the whole thing, spend a lot of time really getting to know the intricacies of the case, and it really helped me in court. Same way with these cases. And they're only, in my mind, as far as cracking a case, enhanced by all the years that pass between the murder and or sex assault, rape, and solving the case. I mean, sometimes 20, 65 years actually pass before a case is solved. And when I say solved, I mean solved beyond a shadow of a doubt, not a reasonable doubt, which is the legal standard, of course, in a criminal case, but beyond a shadow of a doubt. Because when we're saying DNA cracks the case, the odds are sometimes 1 in 3 trillion that the defendant didn't do it. That's pretty good odds, wouldn't you say? And this DNA evidence that is obtained from a crime scene, 20, as I said, 65 years ago, if it is collected and preserved correctly, it can be used decades later to crack a case. And we all became familiar with that. It came on the general consciousness with the Golden State Killer case.
Right.
That POC, technical legal term, D'Angelo had gone for decades without being caught, raping and murdering women all over California and I believe beyond.
I thought I saw it all until I watched this show. I mean, do you have a case, just like that kind of stands out to you as just like the most shocking, the most like difficult to solve, where you were like, wow, like if it wasn't for like this technology, maybe we wouldn't be here?
Well, there were so many that touched my heart. There was one called the baby in a bundle. A baby was found dead. I hate talking about crimes on children, so I'll pick another contender for one that really stuck in my mind. And it was a case of a female hospital worker. So cute, Jennifer Watkins. And she was working in a hospital and she was, people were led to her by people put it in nice terms, but let me just tell the truth, the stench. The stench. And once you've been on a crime scene and you've seen or smelled a human body,